Welcome to the Indie Film Hustle Podcast, episode number 369. You gotta run more than your mouth to escape the treadmill of mediocrity. A true hustler jogs during the day and sleepwalks at night. Jared Kintz.
Broadcasting from the back alley in Hollywood, it's the Indie Film Hustle Podcast, where we show you how to survive and thrive as an indie filmmaker in the jungles of the film biz. And here's your host, Alex Ferrari.
Welcome to the New Year's Eve edition of the Indie Film Hustle Podcast. I am your humble host, Alex Ferrari. Today's show is sponsored by Rise of the Filmtrepreneur, how to turn your independent film into a profitable business. It's harder today than ever before for independent filmmakers to make money with their films. From predatory film distributors ripping them off to huckster film aggregators who prey upon them, the odds are stacked against the indie filmmaker. The old distribution model of making money with your film is broken, and there needs to be a change. The future of independent filmmaking is the entrepreneurial filmmaker or the filmtrepreneur. In Rise of the Filmtrepreneur, I break down how to actually make money with your film projects and show you how to turn your indie film into a profitable business. With case studies examining successes and failures, this book shows you the step-by-step method to turn your passion into a profitable career. If you're making a feature film, series, or any other kind of video content, the Filmtrepreneur method will set you up for success. The book is available in paperback, ebook, and of course, audiobook. If you want to order it, just head over to www.filmbizbook.com. That's filmbizbook.com. Now, guys, I do this episode every year. I think it's a good episode to do as far as just hyping you up for the new year. And we are walking into a new decade. It's going to be 2020. And I've been doing, this will be the fifth episode that I do New Year's, because I've been doing the podcast now about 4.5 years, and it is been interesting. I was going back and listening to some of the older ones that I did around this time of year, and they're interesting. They're interesting to see where I've been and what ideas I had and dreams and aspirations I had during those times a few years ago, and where we are today. And this episode, I'm going to do a little bit of tough love. As you know, you guys are a fan of my tough love episodes, where I kind of just kind of give you a little bit of inspiration while, giving you a kick in the butt that you need. And I think we definitely need it for 2020. But I'm also going to do a year in review about what we've been able to do here at Indie Film Hustle, and what we're going to be doing in 2020 as well. So first in the year review, I'm going to talk a little bit about the distributor debacle and all that craziness that took up almost 4 or 5 months of my life and still going on. And I'm so glad that I was able to break that story about the travesty of what Go Digital Distributor did to thousands of filmmakers and continues to do to filmmakers as that process of bankruptcy and winding down is being done over there. And we do have some plans in the new year to do, to bring a little bit more light back to what they're doing and how they're doing it, because I've become a watchdog of this side of the business now, because I feel truly, 100% truly feel that the abuse that the distribution side of the film industry, specifically at the indie film level, it is so abusive, it is so out of control, is so systemic in the system of abuse of filmmakers, of financial raping of the filmmakers, and distributor was just a tip of the iceberg. And I am going to be bringing more and more light to that as the year goes on. And I have a few surprises as well in that arena, but I wanted to bring that out. So that was a very big part of the year. I released 2 books, Shooting for the Mob and Rise of the Filmtrepreneur. And first of all, I can't believe I wrote 2 books. I wrote 1 book, let alone wrote 2. And the response to both books have been amazing, specifically to Rise of the Filmtrepreneur. The sales, the downloads that I've been seeing on the books, it's just humbling. And the quotes and the reviews have been very humbling as well. So I am so glad that book is starting to change the conversation and hopefully sparks that revolution. And a little surprise for you guys that the audiobook version of Shooting for the Mob will be released within the next week or 2, depending on how fast Audible approves everything. So that is coming for you as well. After so many people have been telling me, why don't you have it? Why don't you have it? I finally just sat down, bit the bullet, and went through it. And it was very emotional to go through that entire story again, but I did it. And I hope you enjoy my performance, because I actually play Jimmy in there as well. So my voice will talk like this, or something similar to that when Jimmy speaks in the book. And it's really, it's good. I hope you guys like it. So that's going to be coming on. And if you want access to that, you can go to shootingforthemob.com to check that out. We also launched a brand new website this year, the Filmtrepreneur website, filmtrepreneur.com. And we also launched the Filmtrepreneur podcast, YouTube channel, and of course the book. And the reason I opened that whole website, the whole brand and company, was because I felt that is the future of filmmaking, independent filmmaking. I feel becoming that entrepreneurial filmmaker, becoming that filmtrepreneur will be where everybody needs to be if they want to make a living. If you want to be a hobby filmmaker, that's one thing. Hobbyist, that's fine. No problem. But if you actually want to make a living doing films and creating content like this, I think the Filmtrepreneur method is the only way that we're going to be able to survive as a community. So that's why I took so much effort to launch that new company. And there's been a lot of other stuff that I've been able to do with Indie Film Hustle this year, but I don't want to sit here for another hour talking about all the things that we've done. But those are the big highlights, and it's been an insane year. It's been an insane year of growth for Indie Film Hustle and IFH Industries in general, for all the companies that I run, and all the impact that we've been able to do to the community and helping filmmakers and screenwriters and content creators through all the content that we provide through our platforms. And I'm so humbled and excited to continue to do that for the community. And I hope whatever I do on a daily basis helps you on your path. Now, we have reached the tough love portion of our podcast, so I need you to prepare yourselves. Now, I want to ask you the question: why haven't you taken the steps needed to make your dream come true? What's stopping you? What's stopping you from making whatever you want to happen for you happen? Do you don't have money? Is that the problem? If you don't have money to make your movie, then make a smaller project. Partner with somebody. Do something else. Put the larger idea, the opus that you have, put it in the drawer, man. And keep working on multiple projects. You can't just work on just one. But you've got to take the steps. And it could be baby steps. It doesn't have to be big steps. It could be baby steps. Why haven't you written that screenplay that you've been thinking about forever? Why are you procrastinating? What is it that you haven't written that screenplay, or haven't created a system or schedule to write a page a day or 2 pages a day? No matter how good or bad they are, just write and write and write. I have now over 400, 500 episodes of all my podcasts that I've done. If you go back and listen to the very first podcast, they're horrible. I think they're horrible. There's good content in it, all of them, but they're not that great. I'm still trying to figure myself out. I'm trying to figure the show out. But now, after doing it so long, I feel very comfortable doing this. I took a lot of trial and error. It took a lot of just grinding it out. And that's what you have to do. You got to grind it out. If you want to be a writer, write. If you want to be a director, direct. If you want to create content. And it doesn't have to be perfect. You have to get away from this perfection, because there is no perfection. Don't let that stop you. That's just an excuse. Because you know why? Because you're afraid. Because you're afraid of whatever, of success, of failing, of what people will think of you, of what people think of your art, whatever. But at the end of the day, those excuses are all based around fear. And if you're afraid of failing, good, fail. I want you all to fail, and I want you all to fail often, because that's how you learn. You learn nothing from successes. Nothing. You learn a lot more from failures than you do from successes, and I speak from personal experience on that. I've learned so much from my failures, and don't think that Indie Film Hustle has been a smooth ride for the last 4.5 years that I've been doing this. It hasn't. I have failed on multiple occasions, on many different things that I've tried, and it didn't work. And I just keep going. And I fail sometimes publicly. So I just keep going. I don't let that stop me. You can't stop yourself from following your dream, your passion, your goals, because you're afraid. Because you don't want to wake up December 31st, 2020 and say, damn it, I just lost another year of wasting time, of doing other things, of procrastinating what I really want to do. If you're not happy with where you are in life, you have to make the choice to change. You have to take control of your life. You can't blame other people for it. You can't blame the world for it. Whatever your circumstances are. And I was a day or two away from being homeless. If you read my book, Shooting from the Mob, you'll understand. I was going to go bankrupt. I was going to lose my house. I was going to lose a bunch of stuff. And I just kept going. You can't blame anybody else for whatever failures you think you are having or that you are having. You need to man up or girl up and take responsibility for where you are in life. Okay? It is nobody else's fault. Sure, things happen to us. Sometimes they're self-inflicted. Sometimes life just hits us with things. And believe me, I've been hit with multiple uppercuts in my life. Multiple. From many different directions. So I understand. You can't control what happens to you. All you can control is how you deal with it. How you perceive it. Whatever your situation is, it is. For better or for worse. How you deal with that, how you deal with what life gives you, is in your control. You are here on this planet to follow your dreams, to follow that thing, that burning fire inside of you. That is why you're here. There's that thing that doesn't let you sleep, that virus that I talk so much about, that filmmaking virus, that film industry virus, that screenwriting virus, whatever that creative thing that you got bitten by years ago that won't let you sleep at night, that will always continue to bother you for the rest of your days because you're not doing it. That thing, that's why we're here. That is why you are here, is to make that thing happen for you, whatever that might be. You have to be smart about it and take chances, but make sure you take those chances. Be smart about it. Don't mortgage your house. Don't take unnecessary risks, but you have to move. And it could be baby steps, but you have to go, and you've got to be smart on how you do it. The state of the industry has changed so dramatically in just these last 5 years. From the moment that I launched this podcast and launched Indie Film Hustle to today, the industry has taken gigantic leaps and has shifted multiple times. When I launched this podcast, DVDs were still kind of a thing. That was almost 5 years ago. There's all these things ways to making money and things like that with your films. There were other options. There were other opportunities. Those are all gone. The business has changed. You have to understand that old system, the Hollywood system, the film distribution system, the old ways of doing things is broken. And that old system never was built to benefit you, the filmmaker, or you, the creative. It just wasn't. Filmmakers need to take control, to take the power of their own art form back into their own hands. We have the technology, we have the opportunity, we have the direct access to customers, to audiences, to be able to do that. That wasn't available 5 or 10 years ago in the way it is today, with the tools we have today. You have to take advantage of it. You need to be in control of your own destiny. No longer should you give the power of your film to a third party in hopes that they will one day pay you, in hopes that they one day will make your dreams come true. That is just a recipe for pain. And trusted from a guy who wasted 20 years of his career chasing that exact dream. And the moment I took the power back into my own hands with my own art and built my own world, built my own business around my art form and around of being of service to others. My entire life changed. I want that for you. I want that for you. Distributors and distribution companies are one revenue stream for your film. Only one. And it shouldn't be the only one. That doesn't make business sense. You can partner with a distributor if you want. And there are some good ones out there, like I've said many times, but they're unicorns. The majority of them are predatory. The majority of the business is predatory. So you need to be careful. And the only way that you can kind of opt out of that system is to change the rules, to play by your own rules, to change and to play by the filmtrepreneurial rules and control your own revenue streams and control your own destiny. 2020 will be the year of the filmtrepreneur. And you're going to hear me say that a bunch. 2020 will be the year of the filmtrepreneur. This is when the revolution begins in 2020. This is when filmmakers take back their power, take back control of their films, of their scripts, of their stories, of their content, and start learning how to make a living with it by using the filmtrepreneurial method. This is the year of the filmtrepreneur. And you need to take control back. And you need to take the steps every single day to make your dreams come true. Because I promise you something, nobody else is going to care about your dream more than you will. Because you know what? Everyone's got their own dreams. So you've got to be the caretaker of your own dreams. Now, I hope that lit a fire in your butt this year to get that thing going, to get that script written, to get that movie made, to take that course, to learn that thing, to make that short film, whatever it is. I hope this little talk, this little episode gets you riled up. And if you need to listen to it again throughout the year, listen to it again. I have a whole ton of motivational videos on my YouTube channel that will help you get, you want to get hyped up, you listen to those. They're 2 or 3 minutes a piece. And that they're at indiefilmhustle.com/YouTube, and it takes you right there. Now, I also want to go over what you can expect in 2020 from Indie Film Hustle, from Bulletproof Screenwriting, and from Filmtrepreneur. So from Indie Film Hustle, you will continue to get a ton of new guests on the podcast. I'm going to be creating new content as always. There might be an update to the website. I'm still figuring out when I can do that. So a little bit of an update. If you guys go to the website, you can start seeing a little bit of shifting in how things are being presented and things like that. So I'm going to try to hone down a little bit on indiefilmhustle.com. Now, as far as Indie Film Hustle TV is concerned, I'm going to be putting a lot of effort and energy into Indie Film Hustle TV. We will be adding a ton of original courses and content, new films with special editions, education, and adding new workshops and seminars. Like I said, I'm putting a lot of energy and resources into Indie Film Hustle TV to make it the one-stop shop for real-world film education, streaming around the world. The latest updates on distribution, on cinematography, on screenwriting, everything. I'm going to be putting it into Indie Film Hustle TV. So if you haven't checked that out, please go to ifhtv.com, check it out, and we will be adding amazing amounts of stuff there over the course of 2020. Now, for Bulletproof Screenwriting, I'm going to be launching a standalone Bulletproof Screenwriting website dedicated to screenwriters, breaking down the art and the business of storytelling. And I'm going to be focusing a lot about the business as well as just how to write stories. I'm going to be teaching you how to apply the filmtrepreneurial method in screenwriting, how you guys can create side hustles, how you can start generating revenue with your skills, your writing skills, how you can start making money with your writing in addition to selling your own projects, possibly creating your own projects, partnering with other people. We're going to be creating a bunch of new content for Bulletproof Screenwriting on its new website, which will be bulletproofscreenwriting.tv. And of course, we will be adding exclusive Bulletproof Screenwriting courses on IFH TV as well. And now for Filmtrepreneur, we will be adding exclusive filmtrepreneurial training on IFH TV, doing a deep dive and exploring different avenues and aspects of the Filmtrepreneur method and breaking down the concepts from Rise of the Filmtrepreneur as well. And of course, I'll be continually adding great guests to the podcast and adding more resources and education to help you on your filmtrepreneurial journey. And I will be launching my first ever live workshop, which is the Make Your Movie Bootcamp, a 2-day event that will be held in late March. And in about a week or two, I'm going to be putting out new ads and new website where you can sign up for it. And it's going to be a 2-day event. It's going to be still held here in Burbank. Last year I did launch it, but I got so caught up with the whole distributor thing that all my energies went to that and I had to cancel it. I had to return money and made sure everybody got their money back. But we will be doing it in the new year. And it's going to be a little different than what I originally had in plan because things have changed. So I'm always changing, always adjusting my method and adjusting what the information I'm trying to provide you guys with. So one day of the Make Your Movie Bootcamp will be focused on micro budget filmmaking and how I was able to shoot This Is Meg and On the Corner of Ego and Desire, my tips and techniques on how I was able to do all of that on such low budgets. And on the second day, we will be going over an introduction to the filmtrepreneurial method and breaking down the basic concepts of the filmtrepreneurial method. And of course, we will be adding a possible couple of surprise guests as well. A couple other things we will be working on in 2020. I will be working on a new book. I have an idea for the book. I have 5 books actually, but I'm going to be working on one of them, at least one this year. So keep an eye out for that. Like I said before, the audio version of Shooting for the Mob will be available. We'll be releasing my film finally On the Corner of Ego and Desire on Indie Film Hustle TV on January 21st, 2020, with an amazing amount of special edition content, breakdowns, interviews, audio commentary. I really wanted to go all out for On the Corner of Ego and Desire on IFH TV, and it will be available just to watch the movie on Amazon and on Apple TV as well. And I have a bunch of other secret projects that I'm working on at IFH Industries this coming year. And there are a lot of little things I have going on. You know me, guys, I always have something going on. I'm always trying to create new experiences for you, new content, new value for the tribe. And I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart to all of you for all the love and support you have provided me over the last 4.5 years that I've been doing this for you and for the tribe. And it's very humbling. It really, really is humbling. The well wishes, the reviews, the comments, the messages I get on a daily basis from you. I'm so humbled to be of service to you and help you on your filmmaking journey, your filmtrepreneurial journey, or your screenwriting journey. This business is brutal, as you are very well aware. And I hope that the work that I do helps you a little bit, maybe saves you a little time, maybe saves you a little bit of money, saves you a lot of pain and heartache. And I hope that this podcast and I hope everything I do through all my companies at IFH Industries helps you on your path. So I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I do not take this very lightly. You've given me the opportunity to do this for you, and I am forever grateful. So I will continue to hustle. I will continue to grind every single day to help you guys on your journey. I want to leave you with this, guys. Don't let anything stop you from making your dream come true. Don't let people around you tell you that you can't do it. People told me when I said I wanted to be a filmmaker or a director and I wanted to jump into this business, that was crazy. Friends of mine from high school said, "What are you going to do? That's insane." It was so beyond anybody's idea that could be even a possibility. that they were trying to stop me. Family members tried to stop me. They would tell me that I'll never make it. You'll never make anything of yourself. All the things. And you know what? I proved them wrong. I'm 25 years in, and I'm still here, still hustling. And I love what I do. And I'm so blessed that I'm able to do it. And I want you guys to have that same experience. Well, not the exact same. I don't want you to go make a $20 million movie for a mobster and get your life threatened on a daily basis. I don't want that for you. But I want you to be able to make a living doing what you love to do. And that's why I'm here, to help you do that. You need to be smart, and you need to educate yourself as much as humanly possible about this entire process. Not just the sexy parts, not just the lenses and the cameras and the cool stuff. All parts of this process, you need to educate yourself as much as possible. Read as many books as you can. Get an Audible account and listen to books everywhere you go, while you're in line at the supermarket, while you're driving to your commute, whatever it is. Educate yourself as much as humanly possible. And the last part of that equation is you got to go for it. You got to get up off your ass and just do it. Just go for it. And if you fail, it's okay. You fail, you move on again. I've said it many times before, but Robert Rodriguez made 20, 25 short films. And I'm sure a lot of them were not that great before he made El Mariachi. He practiced and practiced and practiced. And he failed and learned and moved on. Failed and learned and move on. That's how you make it. That's how you get to where you want to be in life. You just have to keep going. Like the incomparable Rocky Balboa said, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. It's not going to be an easy ride, guys. That I can promise you. It's not going to be what Hollywood sells you, which is that lottery ticket that someone's going to come down from Mount Hollywood and give you a shot. And all your dreams are going to come true. It's not going to be that, guys. I can promise you that. The only thing I can promise you is that as you continue to learn, you grow and you better yourself. And you might not get to your dream exactly the way you wanted it, or you might get it exactly the way you wanted it, or something even better comes along, like it did for me. And my journey is far from over. I got a lot of walking left. And you guys will be there with me as I take you through my journey in this business and hopefully help you along yours. I want to wish you guys a happy new year, an amazing 2020. We are getting into the 20s, guys. We are in the 20s now. So it's going to be the roaring 20s. Get ready for an exciting year. I don't know what we have in store for us. I truly don't. But make your dreams come true this year, guys. I really want that for each and every one of you listening to my voice. And now, since this is the first ever triple crossover event between all three of my podcasts, I'm going to do a sign off for each one in this one podcast. So for the Bulletproof Screenwriting Tribe, keep on writing no matter what. For the Filmtrepreneur podcast, the power is in your hands. Be a filmtrepreneur. And for the Indie Film Hustle Tribe, as always, keep that hustle going. Keep that dream alive. Happy New Year, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to the Indie Film Hustle podcast at indiefilmhustle.com. That's INDIEFILMHUSTLE.com.